When it comes to the concept of justice, there has always been a heated debate regarding whether it should be based on the intentions or consequences of one's actions. Some argue that the intentions behind a particular action should be the sole factor in determining justice, while others believe that the consequences of those actions should take precedence. Let's consider the example of a surgeon who makes a mistake during a procedure that results in the death of their patient. If justice were to be based solely on the intentions of the surgeon, they may not be held accountable for their actions if they had intended to save the patient's life but had made a mistake. On the other hand, if justice were to be based solely on the consequences, the surgeon would be held accountable for the death of their patient, regardless of their intentions. Both arguments have their merits. The intention behind an action is undoubtedly important, as it can provide insight into the motives behind the action. However, intentions alone do not always determine the outcome of an action. In some cases, unforeseen circumstances can lead to unintended consequences. Similarly, consequences are important as they reflect the impact of the action on the individual and society as a whole. However, focusing solely on consequences can lead to a slippery slope where any action, regardless of intent, can be justified as long as the outcome is positive. One way to reconcile these two arguments is to consider the concept of culpability. Culpability refers to the degree of responsibility one holds for their actions. If a person's actions were intentional, they hold a higher degree of culpability than if their actions were unintentional. In this way, the intention and consequences of an action can both be considered in determining justice. In conclusion, the debate between whether justice should be based on the intentions or consequences of one's actions is complex and multifaceted. While both arguments have their merits, a nuanced approach that considers both intention and consequences, along with the concept of culpability, may be the best way to determine justice in any given situation.